What makes Overwatch stand out is the character identity, the world building. There's not been another shooter that's done it like that, but Marvel can. I have not had that feeling in years playing that game. I have not had that feeling in years playing this game. I am at my bedside at night praying that it is good. It finally happened, guys. A real competitor to Overwatch is well on its way. Now, when I first saw Marvel Rivals, if you guys have not heard about Marvel Rivals, essentially it is Overwatch, but in the Marvel universe. And now I'm not sure what to really start with here, so I'm just going to get right into my experience playing this game. So this is the most fun I've had playing a new game. Keep in mind, this is all in Alpha 2. It's made in Unreal Engine 5. There's still some optimization stuff, and I get why the visuals, especially it being third person, might make you think, okay, well, this isn't going to be fun. And I thought the same thing until I sat down and played the game. And I usually don't give this praise to any game. After I picked up this game and started playing it, I could not put it down for days. Mainly because the way that you have the ability to express yourself and have a ton of skill expression is second to maybe only Overwatch, but it was on par. Black Panther is DPS Doomfist combined with Genji. It is the most fun I've had playing a character in a video game really since DPS Doom. Like, I admit it, DPS Doom was kind of corny, but he was really damn fun, man. And Tank Doom just doesn't hit the same. Like, I'm not saying that Tank Doomfist shouldn't be a tank, but I'm just saying I think I enjoyed playing DPS Doomfist more. Maybe that's because the tank role sucks at Overwatch. Regardless, guys, look, this game, I'm not saying it will be better than Overwatch, but there's a couple reasons why I think it has a good chance, should they do things right, of being the first real Overwatch competitor since Overwatch came out. Because let's be real, the gameplay loops and the gameplay offerings that Valorant have are more like CSGO than Overwatch. Apex Legends is a BR. It's not an arena shooter. It's not Overwatch. There has not been a direct competitor that can match or rival, if you will, everything Overwatch has to offer since it came out. But Marvel can. For the first time ever, there is a franchise that has a backstory and, frankly, a bigger audience and fan base than Overwatch does in terms of character identity and storytelling. The soundtracks that you load into the maps, the world building, the characters, the counterplay, like the synergies between characters that are important to the story in some degree that are implemented into the gameplay. For those of you who don't know, each character has a unique synergy, right? Where you gain an extra ability essentially from picking a character that you synergize with. For example, Hela, who is the immortal god of the underworld, right, has a synergy with Loki where if I killed a person that killed Loki, Loki instantly revives. It's like crazy stuff like that. Not to mention, it is 6v6 and open queue, which kind of made me miss open queue in Overwatch a little bit, the freedom to pick what I wanted. Now, granted, that could be a little bit of the honeymoon phase, but guys, this game is really fucking fun. It already has a ranked mode. You can see any highlight or play of the game for any player in the lobby. I could not believe how well it played and how much fun it was for an alpha. Now, this game is not supposed to come out until 2025, but guys, I mean, from Spider-Man being like super, super high skill ceiling, I can't tell you the last time I felt rewarded for actually trying to hit the skill ceiling in the game. Like, I'll be real with you, when you play Overwatch nowadays, the game just feels watered down and brain dead and very, very stale. Like, why would I try hard on Genji when the enemy team can just go Moira and Lifeweaver and pick brain dead characters that I can't kill, that I can't interact with? Like, I could interact and kill every single character in that game if I played well and got my cooldowns right. Like, for the first time in so long, I felt like my gameplay experience was in my hands and they weren't picking corny bullshit to just cheese me out of value at the skill floor. Like, the two tanks that were good, like Groot and Doctor Strange, or Strange and Magneto, where a lot of people were playing those characters. Those characters combined had less health than Ball when he uses shields. I could kill tanks. I could cleave through tanks. I could set up massive plays. Like, I cannot tell you guys, seriously, how good this game was for an alpha. I cannot even begin to tell you. If you missed it, you need to go look at some of my gameplay on. Like, I'm going to be the best Black Panther in the world. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to be the best Black Panther in the world. There will not be a better Panther player than me. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to stomp anybody who gets in my way. There's so many different characters. Like, it was so motivating to play. I got to cast their tournament with Moxie, which was so much fun. This game was a breath of fresh air, and I don't give this praise lightly. Oh, also to be clear, I was not sponsored. I did not have any affiliation with NetEase. Moxie asked me to cast the game with him, and I didn't get a key until like the second or third to last day of the alpha. So I joined late, and I know they had that issue with the non-disparagement clause, which they did revert, because like at the end of the day, like what's the point of that? Because people are going to see the gameplay anyway, and it's either going to be good or it's not. And guys, this shit was fire. There's like 3 roles, obviously, tank, support, and DPS. There's going to be like 40 or 50 Marvel characters on launch for the game out, which is more characters than the entirety of the Overwatch cast in the game that have rich backstories, hundreds of years of comics for some of them, like, or maybe not hundreds, but you know, Marvel goes so deep, guys, so deep. So it's already got a massive fan base. And look, the transition, you could tell this, and like I don't say this a lot very often. Viewership transitioned well, which will be a big thing, because if viewership transitions well for people, a lot of streamers and creators will be a lot more inclined to cover the game. But the skill sets, the gameplay loops, for the first time, I felt like I was playing a different version of Overwatch with unique new characters and ways to express my skill and outplay people. And guys, I'm serious. I mean this. I'm not saying it's going to beat Overwatch. I'm not saying that. They have a lot left to prove, some optimization stuff, some visuals, right? What I will say is this is the first game that is going to give Overwatch a run for its money. And I can tell just by the feel of playing it, it felt like, to be honest with you, that alpha was better than the Overwatch 2 betas. The ranked mode was done. There's a tournament system in game. Like the gameplay loops were fun. The amount of new unique characters was amazing to see. The combos are awesome. It rewards teamwork and high skill ceiling plays, like hit scan heroes and projectile heroes. DPS Doomfist is freaking back. If you are a DPS Doomfist enjoyer, you need to play Black Panther. Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. I seriously cannot. I have not had that feeling in years playing that game. I have not had that feeling in years playing this game. So I am at my bedside at night praying that it is good and that it keeps on the path that it's on. Because if it stays on the path that it's on right now, it will be the first legitimate Overwatch contender. And we need it to be the first legitimate Overwatch contender, because Overwatch has become complacent over the years. If you really look at what Overwatch has executed on in the big picture, I'm not casting blame or trying to shit on anybody here at all, but like, it hasn't executed on anything big. All it really did was remake the previous game with a new shop, really. And frankly, I think the game is worse, and many other people do too. So like, the fact that we're going to be able to get a competitor that, and the real kicker for me and why I think it's going to compete, I've always said this, and I said this at the start of this video, what makes Overwatch stand out is the character identity, the world building. There's not been another shooter that's done it like that, but Marvel can. Marvel already has the storytelling. Marvel already has all of these amazing things that make its game freaking fantastic. And if they get the gameplay loops right, and they nail the gameplay where there is escort, there is hybrid, right? There is domination, and like how you can cap and stuff, this game will be a fucking contender. It will be a contender, and that's what we as a consumer have needed. Because if you look at this, guys, the real big trends in gaming from after Overwatch came out were all battle royales. There weren't any arena shooters coming out. I mean, Valorant, sure, but that was CSGO. There has not been another hero shooter that's come out since Overwatch that's actually been worth investing time into. And now Valve is making one too. Marvel Rivals is coming out. This might be the era of the Overwatch-esque game, and that's what Overwatch needs to be great, because as players, when there's no real competition, you can get complacent, and we end up getting screwed over a lot of the time, and we can get stuck in bad places for a gameplay loop. But guys, I am telling you, this game is it. This game is fucking it. And I pray, now as long as they don't do anything crazy, if they stay on the path that they're on right now, this game will be amazing. mark my words, and I'd even consider switching my channel over to covering, and obviously, like, we'd still cover Overwatch, but being able, like a BR streamer can go from Warzone to Apex to Fortnite, to PUBG. They have all these choices, and if you're an Overwatch player, what the hell do you have? You have nothing. You're not going back to play TF2. Shout out TF2, right? You're not, there's no other option. You have to play Overwatch if you want this style of game. But with Marvel Rivals, finally, there's going to be real competition. So there's going to be some gameplay going on in the background. I give this alpha about a 9.5 out of 10 for an alpha. Honestly, you know what? I give it like a 99 out of 100. Aside from a couple bugs and the optimization, the actual gameplay loop was the most refreshing thing that I've had happen in years, and I cannot wait to see them add a ton of new Marvel characters, expand on the game, expand on what it is, optimize it better, and release this thing, because the systems are all in place. They've got the tournament system, they've got the quick play, they've got the competitive, they've got a lot of this stuff. I'm not saying it's going to be a super competitive game. I think they should try to keep it more casual, to be honest with you. Just let people, obviously I'm going to compete and try to be good at the game. But I think they should stay in open queue. I don't think they should do Rollock. I think that they should encourage grouping with friends. I think that they should do whatever they can. I think there's a lot that they can learn from Overwatch and things that we were right about and things we were wrong about too over the years. And if they do that, there's going to be legitimate competition in this space. So here's what I'm going to tell you. This is Overwatch and Fortnite's godchild, right? It is an amazing game with the most potential I have ever seen since Overwatch came out in this genre. Okay, it's been 8 years. It's about time a competitor came out. And this one is it. So if you have not looked into Marvel Rivals, do your research, go watch videos, keep it on your radar. It's supposed to come out in maybe 2025 with another beta later this year. If you have not played the beta or tried out the game, the visuals, you might think it's weird at first, but after playing it for 30 minutes to an hour, all of your skill sets, your ability to read fights, it will feel like Overwatch to you, and you will fall in love with this game. I was so impressed. I had an amazing time. I can't wait to see more. And again, this is not a sponsored video. I have no affiliation with NetEase. I'm saying this because I fucking love this game, and I cannot wait to play it more. I can't wait for more competition, and if you're not paying attention, it's time to. NetEase has something here. I know a lot of people were shitting on them. I was very skeptical at first, but they absolutely blew my expectations out of the water with this game. Get ready. I will be there. I hope to see you guys there too. This is the most exciting thing that I've seen in a long time, and I cannot wait to see more. So thank you for watching. That's my opinion on Marvel Rivals, the Overwatch competitor, not killer, competitor. Right? Overwatch will always have fans, right? The first real Overwatch competitor is on its way, and Valve haven't even shown us what they've got yet. So I'm excited to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all later. Take care. Peace out.